So let's move on, guys. Okay, now I want us to, so we know the answer is 3 there, okay? So let's move on, guys, to the next one. Remember, during the exam, there will be no calculators there, okay? So try to work on your addition skills, your division skills, your multiplication skills, okay? Now, let's look at this question here. Okay, this one here, it says a survey found that 8 out of 10 students have a mobile. Suppose there are about 450 students at the school. How many have a mobile? So the first thing you are going to do, guys, you are going to do your ratio. Here we have 8 out of 10, okay, for every student. Now, what if they are 450? Then for this one, you are now going to multiply by whatever number that they are saying to you, suppose, all right? Okay, and here is 450. And once you have done this, guys, it becomes much easier. You can now do your normal math. So in my case, I prefer to do this. This will cancel off with that. Now I have 8 multiplied by 45, all right? Which can be easy for some students to find the answer. But if you are not sure of how to do this, you can just do this and expand 45. So we can just say 40 plus 5. So you multiply it by 8, and then you multiply this by 8 as well. So now you just look at the easy numbers. What is 4 times 8? We all know that 8 plus 8 is 16. So another 8 plus 8 is 16. So what does this mean, guys? 16 plus 16 is going to give you 32, okay? I'm just giving you some basic here because there will be no calculators there. So 8 times 0 is 0. So 4 times 8 is what? Is 32. Are we together, guys? And then you get 320 plus, and 8 times 5, I think we all know the multiples of 5, which is going to give us 40. So now you can add your 320 plus 40, and your answer here is 0 and 6, and that's 3. So your answer now becomes 360. So this will be our answer. Okay, you don't have to do these steps. If you know your multiplication, guys, it's very easy. You don't have to worry about this. You can even just say 45 multiplied by 8, and then you do this method here. All right, so you will still get the answer as well. Okay, so whichever is easy for you, but the idea here is there will be no calculators. Okay, and what is also important is to first find the ratio here and multiply by the number that they are telling you. Suppose, okay, that big number they are saying to you, okay, because they're looking for predictions here. All right, I hope it makes sense. And please do go back to the question so that you can understand better. Okay, another interesting one here. This one here talks about first, try to identify what type of a shape is this. That's the first thing I will do. So there's find the formula. Find the formula that represents the total surface area of the pyramid. So you know they're talking about a pyramid. And remember, guys, whenever they are talking about surface area, it means that they are talking about all the areas, okay? The areas of that shape that you are given. In this case, they've given us a pyramid. So how many shapes can we see here? I can see something interesting here. I can say this is a square pyramid. Why do I say that? Because the base here is a square. All right, the base is a square. And another thing which is interesting here that I can see, here, I can also see some triangles. So there's one triangle here. There's another one here. There's two. There's another one right there at the back. There's three. And there's another one right there at the back, which is 4. So basically, I can see that in this question, I have at least 4 triangles. That's the first thing I'm seeing here. All right, I can see 4 triangles, and plus I can also see that there is a base which is a square, and I can see the base here, and the base is a square. So there's a square plus 4 triangles. I hope I'm making sense. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to find the area of a square plus the 4 triangles. Let's do that. So what is the formula for a square? The formula for a square is, to find the area of a square, is s to the power 2. This is not 5, it's s. Okay, s for sides, plus 4 triangles. Now, what is the area of a triangle? The area of a triangle, guys, we all know the area of a triangle is equal to half base times height. So now I'm going to say 4 times half base times height. Okay, guys? And now, what is my side here? The side here is it's 6.4. Okay, all squared plus 4 half, and I can see here my base of the triangle, okay, which is 6.4, right, times my height is 6.1. Now, I think I'm getting somewhere. So here there are 2 of this because it's the same thing. That's why we're saying it's a square, 6.4. So times another 6.4 plus this 4 half. Okay, half what, guys? It's half base times height. Because it's multiplication, I can put 6.1 on this side and put 6.5 on that side. It doesn't matter because it's a multiplication. Okay, so because they started with 6.1, I'll just say 6.1 times 6.4. So I can see my answer already. So we can see that this will be okay, let's look at it. So it will be, it cannot be this one here. No, it cannot be this. Let's see, 6 times 6.4 times 6.4 times 4 times half 6. Yes, this one here. This is the answer, because you can see it's exactly like this one here. Remember, here if there's nothing, it means there's times here. Remember, there's times here as well. I like to put the bigger, this means there's times. Okay, so that is our answer, guys, because it cannot be this one here because there's no 4. This was very close, but there's no 4 there. All right, so please go back to this and look at it carefully, try to make sense out of it, and I'm sure you'll be able to understand. Okay, Now let's move on to the next one, right? Okay. Next question talks about find the area of the figure. So these are composite figures, guys. These are composite figures. All right. Okay, let's. By the way, guys, this was the past paper that was given to you some time ago. So I'm just trying to help you so that you can see how the exam will look like. So here we have two triangles, one triangle, and I'm going to call this one triangle 2. So let's start with triangle 1. I'm finding the area again. So the area of the first figure, I'm going to call it triangle T1, which is for triangle 1. What is the formula for the area, guys? We already spoke about it. Half base times height. All right. So now let's look at our base here. So our base for triangle 1 will be 5. So it's half. I like to put brackets there. 5 multiplied by the height here. This is the height. Okay. So what answer am I getting here? So half 5 times 6. What is that? It's 30, guys. All right. Now, what is half of 30? It is 15. Okay. Now let's look at triangle number 2. You can call this triangle 1 and call it triangle 2. The answer will still be the same. Okay. Now, area of triangle 2. This is equal to half another base times height. In math, if you don't see anything, if you see numbers and letters following each other, it means there's a multiplication in between. Always remember that. So half, what is our base here? It's 4. And our height, the height is on going up. So it's 3. So now we have half. 4 times 3 will give us what? What is 4 times 3? It is 12. Right? So that's 12. And what is half of 12? Half of 12 is 6. Then we want the area of everything, guys. So now we are going to say now, so area of T1 plus area of T2. You're going to add both of these. The area of T1 was what? Was 15. And the area of T2 was what? Was 6. What do I mean by T2? Triangle 2. T1, triangle 1. So 15 plus 6, this one is easy, guys. 5 plus 6, it's 11. Carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So you are going to get 21. All right? So do not forget, guys, everything here is FT. So it will be FT squared. Whenever they're talking about the area, you must always use squared. If it's the volume, you will have to use cube, right? So that's very important, guys. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, interesting here. This question, I think we've seen it in some of the books. So let me just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And please, guys, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. So there are a lot of information there in that channel and everything pertaining math. So if you want to know more about math, please make sure you stick to this channel. Right. Now, it says here, Ali's lunchbox shown, okay, it's shown. And then the question is how to find the volume of a lunchbox. How to find the volume of a lunchbox. Now, in this question, they're not asking us to solve this question, okay, which is very good. They're not asking us to solve this question. They just want to know how can we then find the volume here. Now, let's read the first statement. I don't know if it's, let me try to zoom it in. Okay, I hope you can see. It says, the first one, it says, the volume of a rectangular prism, there's another key point, volume of a rectangular prism and a triangular prism. Now, something that I want us to look at here, this first part is called a triangular prism. Okay, each prism is based on the shape of the bases. Now the base here is a triangular, so you can see this triangular here, or this triangle. That's why it is called a triangular base. So can you see it here? All right. Then we have this other part at the bottom here. Now I'm looking for the pen. Now, if you look at this one here at the bottom, it has a rectangular base. All right, it has a rectangular base. All right. So we can say here now that the other one is called a rectangular prism. I nearly said base. Prism. Based on the name, based on the shape of the base. So it is a rectangular prism. Now let's see now which one will match these two. So obviously, if I'm looking for a volume, I need to add both. I need to find the volume of a triangular plus the volume of, of a triangular, the volume of a triangular base, and also try to find the volume of a rectangular base. Let's see now which statement best describes that. The first one seems to be good. I don't want to take it for now. Let's leave the next one. The volume of a rectangular base, a rectangular prism, plus the volume of a rectangular prism. No, these are same thing. So this will not be true. The volume of a triangular prism, right? Here, let's look at this one here. The next one, it says the volume of a rectangular prism. Sorry, a volume of a triangular prism plus the volume of a triangular prism. Again, triangular prism. No, that's not. Both triangular, that's not true. So this one is not the right one. The volume of a rectangular pyramid. This one is out because these are not pyramids, these are prisms. So here, this is also wrong. So we can see that now the first statement is the correct one. Okay? So I hope it makes sense, guys. Please go back to this question if you're not sure, just to understand it more. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Right, let's make this a bit. Right, this question here, okay, it talks about relative frequency. Okay, it says here, a relative frequency, bar graph below, it shows 100 random selected people are asked about their blood type. Okay, so what is the experimental probability that a person chosen at random from the group will have type A, very important, or type B? Now, whenever you when it comes to probability, especially on the experimental probability, when you see the word or, it means I must add. Okay, so let's look at A. Where is our A? This is A, type like A. It is what? The relative frequency for it, it's 0.4. And then we have for B, it's going to be 0.1. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to, I'm looking for a relative frequency here. Just take your A and B, add them together, you'll find your answer. So you have for A or B. So for A, we know that it is for A, it's 0.4. So I said O, it means plus. So for A, it's 0.1. So when you add both of them, what are you getting? You're getting 0.5. So, but remember now we're looking for a percent, okay? So because our answers there are given to us as a percent. So what is 0.5? So what we're going to do here, 0.5, it's same as 5/10. This is same as 5/10. All right. And then I want to convert this into a percent. If I want to convert this into a percentage, there are many ways to do this. I'm going to multiply everything by 10. Why multiply by 10? Because I want to have over 100. Okay. Because a percent is over 100. Okay. So now 5 times 10 will give us 50. 10 times that will give us 100. So now 50 over 100, it's same as 50%. So our answer here, guys, will be this one here. All right. I hope this makes sense. So don't complicate it. Just add whatever that is given to you, and then you convert into a percent, and that should be your answer. All right. Especially that you are giving, numbers in decimal form. So it becomes much easier in that way. All right. All right, let's move on, guys, to the next one. All right. So here it talks about a red is spun on a spinner with 5 equal size section labeled red, yellow, blue, and purple. What is the probability of complement of the event? Now, I like to start off with this, just to give you an idea of what they're talking about. This is a spinner, and this spinner have at least 5 things, 5 equal things. So the first one, that's 1. Okay, let's see. It says red. Yeah, and it says yellow. There is blue. And then there is green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's one more? There's green and there's purple. Okay, and then I'll write P there for purple. All right. Now, so now the probability here of complement events. So in other words, they want to know what is not red. What is the probability of not red? Okay, because they say red, they're talking about red. Okay, if they talk about yellow, we're going to focus on yellow, but let's focus on red. Okay, so how many red can you see here, guys? There's only 1. So the probability of red is, so the probability of red, this is red, is equal to 1 over how many numbers? Over 5. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the probability of not red. Okay? Because once they say complement, it means that they're looking for the opposite. Always remember that. Opposite of what was given to you. So what is the opposite here of not red? the things which are not red. How many of them? There are 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you agree with me? So the probability of not red, my pen is hiding away, of not red is equal to 4 over 5. Why are we saying 4? Because 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them, they are not red. But always now, remember now, you need to write your answer as what? As a percent, all right? So how do I write my answer as a percent here? I look at the denominator, which is 5. How can I change this 5 to 100? So to change the 5 into 100, I need to multiply by what? Yes, you are correct. I need to multiply it by what? By 20. So I'm going to multiply everything by 20, the first one over 20, and the second one over 20. Are you with me? So this will now be 4 times 20 will give us what? 80. 5 times 20 will give us what? 100. Now, what does this mean? This is same as 80%. This is same as 80%, but the answer here was not given into a percent, it was given into a decimal. So there must be 2 numbers after the comma. This is same as 0.80. There must be 2 numbers after the decimal point. So because of these 2 zeros, so 2 numbers after the decimal point. So I hope it makes sense. And we can see our answer is this one here. All right, guys. Let me see if we can do one more. Let's do one more, guys, because our time is almost up. We'll continue tomorrow with the next one. So let's look at this one here, guys. Again, here there's a statement. You just need to read the statements. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. There are 4 statements here. Let's blow them up. Can they be blown up? I think they can. First, let's read. Okay. I don't know whether this makes it better for you. Right. Okay. Maybe it does. I don't know. They are saying here, suppose a spinner shown, which is the first one. All right. The spinner shown is spent 80 times. So spinner number 1. And another spinner, which is number 2, is with 4 equal size section, right? Is also okay with red, blue, yellow, and purple. Okay, maybe I need to draw these 2 things for you. So let's see if we can draw this. So the first one is this one here. And then the next one is this one. They said it's 4 equal parts. Is it 4? Yes, 4. So this one is like this. It has red, blue, it has yellow, and it has purple. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is also spent 80 times. Okay, it's also spent 80 times. Okay, guys. So now, make sure my spinner looks nice. Oh, okay. It's supposed to be something like that. Okay, so now the results are recorded in the following frequency bar below. Which bar best describe the result that can be expected from the first spinner, from this spinner here, okay, and the second spinner, which is this spinner here. This is spinner number 2. Now let's read some of the statement that they gave us. Okay, they are saying to us, graph number 1 okay, which is this graph, represents the results of the first spinner of this one here. Okay. And graph number 2 represents this one here. All right. I don't believe this, because if you look at this spinner, this is not fair on this other one here. And as they say, graph number 1 represent both the spinner. That one is definitely not true. And this one here also not true. Now let's look at graph number, statement number 3. Now they are saying to us, graph 2, which is this one here, represent the results of the first spinner. All right. Graph number 2, all right, represents the graph of the first spinner, and graph number 1 represents the second spinner, which is this one here. All right. And guys, this is the correct answer. Why? Because this is a more of a fair graph. If you look at this one here of for spinner number 2, and this one here is more of an unfair, a spinner here. So that's why I will go for statement number 3, because graph number 2 cannot represent both the spinners. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And guys, thank you so much for joining us today. And please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. And so we'll continue tomorrow with this question here. This is the question that we'll do tomorrow. And thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording. And my name is Mr. Becky, Mr. Matt. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and spread the news to all your friends. Thank you.